Before it was just one thing. It was just Roman Reigns and whoever his opponent was, and that was it. Then you got Ricochet every week and the New Day every week, and it was over. It got boring, but now it's not boring. Now they're in the process of doing huge business.
I wanted to ask you though, Kev, because you asked the question to Dutch. I wanted to ask you, Kev, that you asked the question, can they come up with something else for the Royal Rumble? If you only can get The Rock for WrestleMania and you want to do Rock versus Roman Reigns, what does the WWE do with the men's Royal Rumble then? If you can't get Rock for Royal Rumble?
I think you can have Reigns headline 2 different nights if he's healthy and he's ready to go. Now, the problem is that puts the risk of one of those.
Does WWE risk that? Yeah.
Yeah, because the issue is what if he gets hurt in one of those matches, and then and he's not available, or there's a circumstance or something like that. It's pretty risky. But the thing is, Reigns is not wrestling a normal schedule. You're only using him as a feature player, a la The Undertaker. He's not going to wrestle that often. You're going to protect him. You want him to have a cozy deal. That's what he signed. But it's also Reigns saying, oh, yeah, there's 2 nights. It's WrestleMania. It's a stadium. Let's do it. I think that kind of adds up. I could see Reigns doing 2 different nights. I could see, Cody Rhodes making the big triumphant return at the Royal Rumble, and they go with him, but The Rock is still in play. And the problem then is, does Rock crush somebody like Cody, and then Rock, the Rock gets the winner on night 2 or something? You kind of lend yourself to some unfortunate circumstantial predictability. I'm not saying predictability is bad. But they've never done the champion one night to champion second night scenario, and they can do it. They have 2 nights of WrestleMania. They can do that. They just haven't done it. They've tried it over at Wrestle Kingdom with New Japan, where they did 2 nights, and it kind of made some of those matches a little bit predictable. Doesn't mean those matches weren't entertaining. I do think Reigns wins this match, but I don't think that's the point. It's the moment. It's seeing Rock wrestle. It's seeing blood versus blood. That is the element that I think can be entertaining. Also, maybe they have Rock versus Reigns, title or no title. Doesn't matter if you have the title. I'm going to fight you on night 2. I don't need to have the title, and then that kind of makes it more predictable. Because then what if someone beats Reigns for the title night 1, night 2? And I'm just laying out hypotheticals here, because if you can do 2 nights of Reigns and he's healthy and he wants to go, do it.
And Reigns could get hurt one of those nights.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then he could take 6 months off because he wants time off anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives fans a break. That gives the bloodline. You're losing Reigns, but you still got the bloodline. And I think that's when you kick the Sami Zayn thing in.
Well, I think the Sami Zayn thing is going to happen before. It's going to probably happen at the Royal Rumble. The catalyst is going to happen at the Royal Rumble because it's going to happen before Elimination Chamber. Because the plan right now is for Sami Zayn to versus Roman Reigns in Montreal at Elimination Chamber.
His hometown, where he's like one of the biggest sports stars in the entire province of Quebec. So I mean, the people, and that show's almost sold out. By the way, I just looked at WrestleTix, and that show is moving just based on the rumor that they're going to do Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns. They didn't even announce that, and they did that with Survivor Series too. When they said War Games, people bought tickets up right away. So these major events for WWE are moving just based on internet rumor, and that's diehard fans buying tickets.
You see how quick this has all moved? 6 months ago, 5 months ago, we were all looking at SmackDown and said, man, they're dead.
Yeah.
I mean, they had nothing moving, and we kept talking. Remember, Sid? I said they have no bench.
Yep.
They have nothing to go to. And then, of course, the things happened with, the Vince removal actually got WWE a lot of publicity.
Yeah.
Then they moved Triple H in there, and he's used to just his type of booking, which has been proven to work. And now all of a sudden the bench got better, everything got better. And when territories get hot, still call it territories. When companies get hot like this, it's like all they got to do is just touch it. Shh, red hot. Because I think they got the fans' attention now, and they got a lot of guys over. And let's see where they go. I'm actually excited for it.
And I have a prediction, but it may just be a spoiler because I just did the mathematics. Roman Reigns, as we currently recording this video, is at 827 days as WWE Universal Champion. WrestleMania 39 is in 117 days. I'm saying it now. I'm laying down the gauntlet now. Roman Reigns will walk out of WrestleMania 39 with at least the Universal Championship, because WWE is this close to having a 1,000-day reign, and you think they're not going to get that done? Dutch, come on. You know WWE. If they're this close to 1,000 days, don't you think they're going to get that?
Well, let me ask you, the 1,000 days, what is the magical attraction?
They've only had a 1,000-day reign. They haven't had a 1,000-day reign since Hulk Hogan's 4-year reign in 1988. I was born that year.
What was Bruno's reign? I know that wasn't WWA.
Oh, like near 10
that's
years,
like
right?
That's like 2,000 days. It was like
Yeah.
2,000 days for Bruno. Yeah.
And then Backlund had it for at least like 4 years,
Yeah.
didn't he, Dutch?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, down south, we never went more than 3 months. Hell with it. Get the belt off that guy. Let's get somebody else a chance to speak. Hell, we was dropping it sometimes twice a week sometimes. Yeah, move this stuff. We had to keep it moving because we was in these towns 52 weeks a year.
You can't have the same thing all the time. You have to shake it up. Yeah.
I mean, if you did that, the town would probably just wither up and die.
Yeah, Bruno's first reign was 7.5 years. Pedro Morales held the title for 2 years. And then Bruno's second reign was 4 years. And then Bob Backlund held the title. Well, Bob Backlund's reign is very weird because you have the Inoki stuff as well. So at the WWE's take, he had a 4-year run.
They don't acknowledge that.
Exactly. Yeah. He lost the title to Inoki, then won it back, but they all acknowledge that as one reign.
And while he was still in Japan for 2 weeks,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. He just went on a 2-week vacation. And
I have this question for Dutch. Do you look at Roman Reigns and he's so held up and he's such an important character that so many people care about, but naturally you're going to start to see those people say they're bored with it. They've had so much of it. They've done it so long.
We're bored with it 6 months ago. Now they've reviewed him and the bloodline and a bunch of other people. Now they're interesting again because they just changed their delivery and their presentation surrounding him. Now I think he's fresh again almost. He's reborn.
Because I think we had one of our videos like this where we said the question stopped being 6 months ago. We said the question stopped being who's going to beat Roman and when is this reign going to end? That became the question. When is this reign going to end? And that's never a good thing. But now that it's hot again with Sami Zayn, now it's the who again. Is it going to be The Rock? Is it going to be Sami Zayn? Is it going to be Cody Rhodes?
Yeah. When now is just alleviation I want to get it done with. Yeah.
It's back to the who. That's the right question that you want asked about this reign. Who's going to end?
Well, they did it right. I'll say this. I mean, you can't just back it up and say, well, this happened and this and this and this. It all happened kind of like the same time. You just saw this mood all of a sudden prevail over WWE, and it's a good one. And I think everybody took notice of it. I did, because I've seen 50,000 wrestling matches, and it's mostly the same. Yeah. But when the mood changes, especially with the Sami Zayn and the Bray Wyatt, now they got something to show. Now they got something to focus on. Not just one. Remember, before it was just one thing. It was just Roman Reigns and whoever his opponent was, and that was it. Then you got Ricochet every week and the New Day every week, and it was over. It got boring. But now it's not boring. Now they're in the process of doing huge business. Not so much huge business at the gates, huge business with the merchandising and everything else. That's where the money is.
And they're doing all of that with the last couple of shows hitting record numbers. But we will talk more about that on next week's Smack Talk. That brings us to a close. Dutch Mantell, you want to let the people know where they can follow you, sir?
I don't want anybody following me because you might find me.
This is true.
And that Yeah, and me and old mustache here, I'm gonna be by ourselves. No, you can find me at on Facebook, Dutch Mantell, and if you want to email me, Dirty Dutch Mantell, it's easy with 2 L's at gmail.com, and that's about the best way to find me. And here, and where are we at on YouTube? Binge.
Wrestle Binge by Sportskeeda.
Okay.
Yeah, Wrestle Binge by Sportskeeda. Our other shows, one-on-one with Teddy Long every week, the Legion of Raw, and Wrestling with Russo and Wrestling Outlaws with him and EC3. That's also over there. And then if you want our top fives, our listicles, breaking wrestling news, that's on the main Sportskeeda Wrestling channel. And also get in your podcast ears. We're available as a podcast on Apple, Spotify. #1 in Denmark. #1 in India. We were #2 in India. So on the wrestling charts all over the place. So thanks for people listening all around the world.
Where are we in the Netherlands?
The Netherlands, I have to check. We're close. Denmark, we're getting on the charts there. The wrestling chart in Denmark.
Saw my Dutch cousins over there.
There you go.
Walking around in those wooden shoes, clonking around.
Comment down below if you're one of Dutch's Dutch cousins. Let us know what you thought about this video in the comments.
Hit the like button if you wear wooden shoes.
Hit the like button if you have a Dutch in your hand watching Dutch. Put a thumbs up on the video. Share it with your friends. Subscribe if you are new. Me and Dutch will be back live next week for Smack Talk following SmackDown and AEW Rampage. You'll see Kev's beautiful face every single week on Sportskeeda Wrestling social media platforms. So hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. For Kev, for Dutch, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3, and that has been Smack.